students, I once again welcome you to your English classes. Hope you all are watching the videos uploaded by me. In the previous video I told you the summary of lesson 2, that is memories of a visit. Now today in this video we will be covering the topic. Look at the blackboard, that is the summary. I will tell you the recap and the reading and explanation of the lesson in detail. So lesson 2, memories of a visit. Do you remember, students, what I told you in the summary, the previous video? I told you that the narrator, that is the person who is telling the story, the narrator is sharing his experience of his visit to France. He always dreamed to visit France, and when he got the opportunity to stay in France for 2 months, each and every moment which he spent there, he cherished it. So in the month of April, narrator went to France. He was received there by his cousin Supriya, and as they were heading towards Paris, Supriya gave a lot of detail regarding France. She said that France has a very tiny population. There is plenty of room for the people to live there. People led a happy and comfortable life there. There was plenty of good vegetables, fruits, meat, egg, etc. She also said that in some of the areas where it had big factories, in those areas it was a bit crowded. In France, the people loved to eat cheese, and dairy farming was very remarkable there. Now, as they were going on the way, writer saw, that is the narrator, he saw vineyards loaded with juicy grapes. Supriya said that France is well known for wine, and these grapes are harvested and pressed into tasty wine. France is also known for its fashion. Fashion first starts in France and then the other countries follow it. Then the writer saw, do you know what? The writer saw the Eiffel Tower, and Supriya compared it with the Taj Mahal of India. Narrator liked the life of the people in Paris. The people of Paris, they were very proud of their city. They kept it very clean, and the best thing which the narrator liked were the pavement cafes. And the people in Paris, they used to spend most of the time outdoor, that is in parks and gardens. Tourists visit France, they love to visit France, and particularly Paris, because Paris is a very neat and clean city, and it has got a very good connectivity with the rest of the park. And the scenic beauty of France, that is the French Alps, the beautiful rivers, plains with tasty grass, this attracted the tourists. After 1 month of stay in Paris, the narrator went to visit the 2 old seaports. He talked with the people there and came to know that these 2 areas were affected the most during the World War II. Then he visited the museums also, where he saw wooden sailing ships. And like this, he spent 2 months there. And then the time came for him to return back. And he, as I told you in the beginning, each and every moment, each and every day which he spent there, he always remembered it, cherished them, and it became like everlasting memory for him. Now students, take out your English reader book, that is your English course book, lesson 2. We will be doing a detailed reading and explanation of the lesson.
Now students, let us have a look at the lesson. Lesson 2, Memories of a Visit. warm up. Now look at these pictures and write the countries they represent. Students, this is your warm-up exercise which you are supposed to do. Just a warm-up. Do you recognize the pictures? The first one, Statue of Liberty. It is in America. Second, Big Ben, London. The third picture, Opera House. That is Australia. And the fourth one, Leaning Tower of Pisa. It is in Pisa only. So, which country would you like to visit and why? So, out of these four, which country you would like to visit and why? This is a topic of discussion. Now, let us come to the detailed reading of this lesson. The summary already done in the previous video. It was the month of April, springtime in France, and the best time to visit. I was going to visit my cousin Supriya. Now, who is I here? I is the narrator. That is the person who is telling this story. I left Mumbai at 4 a.m. and arrived in France by 7 a.m. 7 a.m. French time. I landed at the Charles de Gaulle airport just outside Paris. Do you know, students, Paris is the capital of France. Supriya was there to meet me. So, cousin Supriya was already waiting at the airport. We got into a taxi and headed towards Paris. As we left the airport, I noticed there wasn't as much traffic as in Mumbai. So the writer, he lived in Mumbai, that is the narrator. He lived in Mumbai and he was having the experience of a huge traffic jam in Mumbai. So he found that the traffic was very less in France. I asked Supriya about France. It's about 1/4 the size of India with a tiny population, she said. So, the size was also 1/4 of that of India. So, since the area was less, so the population was also less in France. That means France is not crowded. There is plenty. Plenty means as much as. There is plenty of room for everyone, I said jokingly. That means the narrator said jokingly. Some large cities where there are factories are a bit crowded. So in some of the cities where big factories and industries are there, because of number of workers, those areas are a bit crowded. But the country has almost everything that people need for a comfortable and happy life. Comfortable means to be in a comfort. The soil is rich. The sea borders much of France. So there are plenty of good vegetables, fruit, grains, meat and fish, she replied. So, as I said, that the people in France, they live a very comfortable life and the soil is rich and the sea borders much of France. So what happens? There is plenty of good vegetables, fruits and grains grow. So there was no shortage of any food material. Let us see the meaning of some of the words along with the parts of the speech. Number 1, population. It is a noun. It means number of people who live in a place. Here in the lesson, we came to know that France has a very tiny population. Number 2, crowded. Verb, full of people. Some cities where large or big industries are there, those areas are bit crowded. Number 3, comfortable. Adjective. It means nice to sit in, to wear, or to be in. That means in a comfort zone. Here we came to know that people lead a very comfortable life in France. Border, noun, a line along the edge of something. The sea borders much of France. That means France is covered by sea. Number 5, memories, noun, power to remember things. What else is famous or special? What else is special? I asked. I, narrator. Now his curiosity was aroused and he asked, what else is special? He wanted to know the speciality of France. The French Alps, beautiful snow-capped mountains that people love to visit. So, Supriya is telling now that France is also known for its scenic beauty. Particularly, the French Alps. People come to visit this mountain, and when the peak of this mountain is covered with snow, it seems that the mountain is wearing a cap made of snow. There are also rivers and plains with luscious grass for grazing animals. So tasty grass is there for the animals to graze. Dairy farming is very popular because the French love cheese. It is an essential, that means important. It is an essential part of their diet. So, the French people or the French, they love to eat cheese, and cheese is included in almost all of their diets. You will also find vineyards on sunny hillsides loaded with juicy grapes. That means the sunny hillsides, there they could see juicy grapes. Most are harvested and pressed into wine, for which France is famous. So France is also famous for French wine, and these wines are made from juicy, tasty grapes. And you already know about French fashion. Fashion means the way we dress and when the rest of the people follow us. So the French fashion is well known. France leads, the world follows. She laughed. We drove past the Eiffel Tower and I noticed means to see, and I noticed that it looked more beautiful than it did on postcards. So, narrator saw the picture of Eiffel Tower on the postcards. But now, when he is seeing it with his own eyes, he finds it more beautiful than the picture. The Eiffel Tower represents France, like the Taj Mahal represents India. Supriya commented. Commented means to say. So here, Supriya is comparing the Eiffel Tower with the Taj Mahal. She is telling that as Eiffel Tower represents France, similarly, the Taj Mahal represents India. Paris is a very beautiful old city. Here students, beautiful, old, these are adjectives. I love the white stone buildings that gleam in the sun. So the narrator likes the white stone buildings, and particularly when they shine in the sunlight. Gleam means to shine brightly. People here love the outdoors, that is, the parks and gardens. So the people love to stay outdoors, particularly in parks and gardens. Some parks have ponds where children sail toy boats. You will find rows of trees and flowers everywhere. So, the city Paris, it is very green. That is, there is trees and flowers everywhere all around. Some trees are trimmed so that they look like huge green lollipops. So some trees are cut down, they are given a particular shape, that is the shape of lollipop. So these trees are cut down so that they look tidy. So the people of Paris, they maintain their city in a very proper manner. Have a look at the meanings now. Number 6, vineyards. It's a noun. It means a piece of land where vines grow. A piece of land where vines grow. And when I read the chapter, I said that on the way, the narrator saw many vineyards. Number 7, luscious. Adjective, it means tasty. The plains had tasty grasses for the animals to graze. Next, commented. It's a verb. When you say something, like Supriya commented, that means she said. Gleam, verb. Shine brightly. Now this word gleam can be used as noun also. Trimmed, it's a verb. Cut a small amount of something to make it tidy. So when I read the lesson, I read that in Paris, the trees were trimmed down in the shape of huge green lollipops so that all the trees, they look tidy. Next paragraph. Well, it seems like the people of Paris are proud of their city. They keep it so clean. I had to remark because I didn't see any litter on the streets. So, the narrator, on his way, he found that Paris, it was very neat and clean. So he said that maybe the people are very proud of this city and they keep it very clean because not a bit of garbage or any piece of paper is lying on the streets. That's why tourists love to visit this city. And Paris, being the capital, is well connected to other parts of the country. So trouble is no problem at all. So when the tourists come here to see this beautiful city, there is no problem of connectivity. This place, that is Paris, is well connected with the other parts of the country, so people can travel very easily to this part. We reached Supriya's flat. From the window, I saw the scene. The river that winds. Winds means to make twists and curves. Through Paris, like a wet grey ribbon. Now, have you seen a ribbon? It makes a knot. So, in the same way, the river moves all around France, particularly Paris. It actually covers the city Paris. I noticed pavement cafes. Pavement cafes means the cafes which are on the road. That is the corner of the road, where people sat at little tables outdoors, eating, drinking and talking. It all looked very pretty. So as I read, the river flows all through Paris, making a grey color ribbon. And the narrator liked the pavement cafes, that means the small restaurants which are at the corner of the road, that is on the pavements. And he liked the people sitting in little tables and eating, talking, and drinking happily. And everything looked very pretty and pleasant. There was much to see in Paris. I even visited Musée du Louvre, one of the finest museums in the world. So, when narrator reached Supriya's flat, he freshened up, and then when he looked outside the window, he could see the river. Which river? Seine River. And this river, with all twists and curves, move and cover Paris like a wet grey ribbon. So, as we make a ribbon and the knot in the ribbon, similarly, this river moves all around through the Paris. I noticed pavement cafes. So, here also narrator was very much fascinated by the pavement cafes. That means the cafes which are outside, outdoors, and people sit there in the little tables and they eat, drink, and talk very happily. And then later on, the narrator also visited the museum. So, after a month of stay in Paris, now narrator decided to go and see some of the other places too. So, after a month in Paris, we visited Normandy and Brittany, two of the oldest ports of the country. Brittany is a peninsula. What do you mean by peninsula, student? An area which is surrounded by sea and part of Normandy. It is a peninsula too. So both these areas are peninsula, that is covered by sea. This means that the land reaches out into the sea. And in this case, it is which sea, students? It is the Mediterranean Sea. Maybe that is why this part of France felt cooler. Sometimes storms rose from the ocean and it rained a little almost every day. The people here, mainly farmers and fishermen, were quite old-fashioned. They weren't interested in trying new things, unlike the people in other parts of France, especially Paris. So in this paragraph, we come to know that the two old seaports, here the people are mainly the farmers or fishermen, and they are a bit out-fashioned, that is old-fashioned. They even do not follow the fashion of France and especially of Paris. And these two areas are peninsula, that is they are covered with sea. And which sea? Mediterranean Sea. Now it's time for meanings. Litter, it's a noun. It means piece of paper like rubbish that people leave on ground. So litter, it means piece of paper like rubbish that people leave on ground. So I said that in Paris the people are very proud of it and they do not litter anything on the street. Peninsula, that is noun. Piece of land surrounded by water. So it is a piece of land which is surrounded by water. And the two old seaports, they were surrounded by water. Museum, It's again a noun, a building where old or interesting things are kept. So, as I read, the people in these two seaports, they are farmers and fishermen, and they are quite old fashioned. Now, the next paragraph. We went to a small museum close to the seaport, which had models of wooden sailing ships that soldiers or colonists had sailed in. Now, students, what is the meaning of colonist here? It means that persons who live in an area which has become a colony. They told us how during World War II, big guns had thundered there, bombs had exploded, and bullets had ripped through trees and gardens. Fortunately, the sea coast and the countryside were very peaceful when we visited. France turned out to be all that I dreamed of and more. I returned home, cherishing every moment of my 2 months holiday in France. So, as the writer or the narrator said, that whatever time he had spent in France, that is 2 months, he cherished, that means he loved each and every moment which he had spent there. We also come to know that these two seaports, they were affected the most during the Second World War, and big guns, they thundered, that is they made the sound of thunder, and the bombs exploded, that means to burst with a loud sound, that is an explosion, and the bullets ripped means to tore through trees and gardens. So these two areas were completely destroyed during the World War II. But by the time when the narrator went to that area, it was very peaceful, and so he loved each and every day moment which he spent in that place, that is 2 months holidays, and all these things he kept on cherishing throughout his life. The memories of his visit to France, it was like everlasting memory in his mind. Now it's word meaning time. Colonists. Noun. Persons who live in an area that has become a colony. Thundered. Verb. To make the sound of thunder. That is, the big guns thundered in the two seaports during the World War II time. Exploded. Verb. Burst suddenly with a loud noise. The bombs exploded. Exploded, it's a verb. Cherishing. Verb. Love and care for something. And ripped. It is again a verb which means badly torn. I read in the lesson that the bullets ripped through trees and gardens. And cherishing, that is love and care for something. The writer, that is the narrator, kept on cherishing every moment and the time which he had spent in France. Students, the reading and the explanation of this lesson is complete. I have given you the meanings of all the hard words. So, I hope the lesson is now clear to you all. Now it's time for home assignment. Page number 16. This exercise, that is, take turn to ask the questions below. Your partner will answer using an abstract noun from exercise C. This exercise you will be doing it in your English course book, and along with this you will be doing the exercise D also in your English course book only. Let me repeat, these two exercises you will be doing it in your English course book. Thank you, students.